IOM Radio Network, the world's conscious broadcasting network. Live on iTunes and archived on iHeartRadio, the voice of consciousness. And now, join Shay Parker's Best of the Best, offering celebrity guests, lively discussions, hot topics, free psychic readings, and expert guest hosts. Simply the best in spiritual and metaphysical talk radio. Listen live on your phone or device using our universal mobile player. No app needed. Shay Parker's Best of the Best. Find out more at bestamericanpsychics.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rock Girl Unleashed, empowering your wild within. That would be me, the Rock Girl, trying to empower my wild within today. It is September. I forgot it was September. I forgot to pay my bills. I forgot to send in my radio write-up for tonight, and I was still stuck in August. But I think that is because of Mercury in retrograde that it was slowing things down. Anyway, here we are on this lovely September Eve. I want to thank you all for listening and for tuning in. It's always great to see you out there. I see a lot of you on Facebook, and I know that a lot of you are writing in with some questions, and I'm going to try and answer as many as I can. Tonight's topic on the Rock Girl Unleashed, Empowering the Wild Within, is called Gratitude is the New Attitude. Gratitude is the new attitude. And I really like to link that directly with manifestation, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, I want to thank OMTimes for having this radio show and allowing me the honor to be on the show. I have been on Best of the Best, Shay Parker's Best of the Best radio station for, I think, since it began way back in 2007. And we are all here at Best American Psychics, if I may venture to speak up for everyone. Thrilled to be on OMTimes Radio. OMTimes is a fabulous magazine with fabulous people running it, and I'm just proud to be here. So I want to thank the founders of OMTime magazine, and again Shay Parker for having me on her show. All right, there's some people out there that are asking about my school. My school is called the Rock Girl Sacred Stone School. And the actual physical school is located in Asheville, North Carolina. And I do have basically about 1,000 square feet of the actual school with lots of stones and fun things. And then I have a warehouse in the back. And I just secured more space for what I like to call the VIP room. It's a room where you can go and shop and kind of commune with the stones, and there's no start time or end time. And so we like to do the learning and the talking and the Reiking and all that stuff in the school. But the VIP room is currently under construction, and I am working on it very hard with some very helpful people of mine, students in fact, that are helping put it together. And it's really it's quite cozy, I must say. I also have the Rock Room in New York City, and that is up on the Midwest. Midtown West, and that was my first baby, and it's still there, and I do go up to New York from time to time to do teaching and readings. And so you can find me at therockgirl.com, VTHE, rockgirl.com, and that is the website where my services are listed, and then you can learn all about the school at sacredstoneschool.com, sacredstoneschool.com. Now, a few of you are Facebooking and wondering about upcoming classes. And I just taught a lot of classes, actually, in August in the school in Asheville. I did Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3, and then we did Planetary Gridding 3 and 4, and we also did Lemire and Sea Crystals. So, yeah, that school is hopping all summer long. And I am going to be teaching some more classes this fall. However, I will be doing so in Pennsylvania. And if you guys go to the website, therockgirl.com or sacredstoneschool.com, you will see the Return to Roots tour, the Rock Girl Return to Roots tour. And that is happening in November in Pennsylvania, in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, Doylestown, Pennsylvania to be exact. And I will be there for 11 days. I'll be teaching Reiki Master up there. I will be teaching Rocks 102 and Hands-on Healer. Both the Reiki and the Stones classes and the Hands-on Healer classes are certification classes that have been ongoing for the last couple of years. I do teach out of Doylestown. I'm up there with the Susan Duval seminars. That's Susan Duval, D-U-V-A-L, seminars with an S.com. And you can find more about my events through her website and also through mine. And I'll be up there in November. I will also be doing in-person readings. I'll be doing in-person readings during the week, and they are 45-minute readings, in-person readings, and they're at Susan's all week long. They are actually getting booked up. So if you're interested in doing an in-person reading and you're in the Pennsylvania area, even New Jersey, check out SusanDuvalSeminars.com. And I'll be doing 2 lectures up there. I'm going to be doing a lecture on empowering your intuition, and that is all about connecting to your intuition, and we're going to talk about the stones that will help awaken, activate, and accelerate that, and it's a prelude to what I will be teaching there next year. I've already booked Susan for 2017, and I'm going to start my psychic development program up in Pennsylvania. So yeah, I teach it down here in Asheville, I teach it in New York, and I will be teaching that in Pennsylvania in October, November of 2017. But this class is a little taste in case you're interested. And then finally, I am launching my Angel Workshop program. Everybody's been asking, do you do angels? Do you teach angels? And, you know, it's an interesting story. We'll talk about that, and then we're going to go to break around 8:15, and then we'll come back and talk about manifestation. However, you know, I'm the rock girl. I deal with rocks and stones, and I kind of do Reiki, and I do psychic stuff. And it's interesting because I really never kind of put myself out there in the angel arena, so to speak, because I never thought I was an angel expert. And I was asked to write a prayer for the 365 days angel prayers. For this book, and I ended up writing this prayer. And, you know, I have to be honest with you, I had the hardest time writing this prayer because my identity was not that linked to the angelic realm. Now, do I believe in angels? Absolutely. Oh, my gosh, yes, of course. However, I just didn't think that I didn't connect the fact that the rock girl would deal with angels. Well, I ended up going to Mount Kurama in Japan and meditating on the top of the mountain where Dr. Asui downloaded the symbols for the Reiki symbols, and I was having kind of a writer's block, and I asked the angels to come in and help me write this prayer. And I kid thee not, folks, I kid thee not, I heard all the angels come down in this chorus, and they started reciting almost rounds, like a round robin of a prayer, of a chant. And so I just wrote it down just like they said. And when I asked them what it was called, they said it's the Angel Prayer for Mother Earth. And that is the very prayer that I sent in for the book. It was submitted, and it's in the 365 Days of Angel Prayer book, available on Amazon.com. And I also sell it in my studio and also at the school. And I'm only one day. And you know what's really funny? I sent this prayer in, and I was kind of one of the later ones sending it in, so beggars can't be choosers, and I didn't get to choose the date that the prayer was supposed to be published on. So every single day there's a prayer, like a calendar, but there's a prayer for the angels. And do you know that when that book was published, I looked for my prayer, and actually here it is. I have it right on my desk. It's called 365 Days of Angel Prayers by Elizabeth Harper and Kathleen O'Connor, PhD. And a lot of other psychics and healers have contributed to this book. I actually love this book and reading everyone's prayers. But I opened the book, and I looked on page 191. Listen to this, 191. 1 and 9 is 10. And then 1 is 11. So it boiled down to 11, which is an angel number. And the date was June 5th. And do you know that's my birthday. Isn't that crazy? So talk about, being able to connect to the angels and calling on them in your time of need. I had no idea what I was going to write about, and they came through with flying colors. There's 4 paragraphs to this prayer, and it was published on my birthday, and the page is 191, which boils down to 11. So wasn't that a fun story? Yes, I do believe in angels, and I didn't think I did, but it's interesting because how I learned about angels is I actually learned the stones that connect the angels, and I learned them through my stone teacher, Bobby. Now, it's 8:14, and I do know that the music's going to be coming up, and we're going to be going to break soon, and then when we come back, I do promise that we'll talk about manifestation, but you can ask the angels to help you manifest as well, but sometimes I digress. And the stories that I have are actually real-life episodes of the Rock Girl, and you know what happens is I start reliving them as I tell them, and I like reliving them, so I kind of ramble on. So I hope you enjoy the stories at least a little bit, because they're actually really fun to remember, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell you that. So let's see this music. Where's the music? The music should be coming up soon. But when we come back, I'm also going to tell you how connecting to the stones helped me learn more about the angels. And then when I started working with the stones, I just didn't realize how much information that I did absorb for the angels. And so that is how I am coming to, how I've come upon the opportunity to release the angel program, because people have been asking me for years, stones for angels, and do I know them? Yes. And by working with them, you can actually connect to you can understand all 9 orders of angels and connect to the ones here on the earthly plane. So while we're waiting for our commercial break, there we go. We don't have to wait anymore. Have a nice commercial break, folks, and I'll see you soon. Be right back.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Have you wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
Hello! Join us, Lisa Berry and Michelle Carter, every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the Mindset Makeover, What's Possible. Get ready to become present, clear, and unstuck, and start living fully, led by your heart. While you listen and feel this transformation through vibration of word, sound, and song, you'll open up to what's possible and experience your shift.
Hi, this is Shay Parker, founder of BestAmericanPsychics.com. If you are a professional psychic or medium and are looking for a group of like-minded individuals that are truly supportive of one another, Best American Psychics is the place for you. Or if you're not a psychic but you're in need of guidance regarding love, money, career, and more, please visit our directory. Each psychic is double tested and approved for accuracy, professionalism, ethics, and more. BestAmericanPsychics.com, a new league of professional psychics.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Rock Girl Unleashed, empowering your wild within. We were just talking about talking to angels, and I don't know how we got on that subject. However, we'll finish this and then go on to the manifestation. So here I am on asked to write this prayer, which I was very honored to do, and I really didn't know how I was going to channel these angels. And so what I did was I went to the top of Mount Kurama in Japan. I was over in Japan. It wasn't like I flew over there on purpose, but I was trying to write this prayer because there was a deadline, I believe October 15th or something. And I was over there, and I needed to write this prayer, and I went on top of the mountain, which is the earth, and then I was working with some stones because I wanted to kind of charge these stones on this sacred mountain, and I asked the angels. I just sat there quietly, and I sat on the ground, and I leaned my back up against the tree, and I said, angels, can you please help me here because I'm having a really hard time doing this prayer, and I know that you're up there, but I don't know. Am I supposed to talk to one angel? Which order of angel? Am I talking to the messengers? Am I talking to the virtues? Am I talking to, the archangels? Like help me out. And you know what they said? I just felt like I was actually outside, and I felt that the room became full, and there was a crowd around me, and a group of voices said, "We're all here." And then they just started chanting this prayer, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this for real? And then I actually had an interpreter with me because I was in Japan, and she's like, oh my God, there's this white light around you, and I see all these angels, and I'm thinking, I didn't tell her I was doing this. And then she took a picture on her cell phone, and lo and behold, there's an auric field around me that's far bigger than anything I could generate on my own, and it's surrounded in gold, and then there's these little white holograms of angels. And she took it on her cell phone, and then we went to 7-Eleven later and printed it out, and indeed you could see the energy. And the point is that I asked the angels for help. And honestly, I'm mostly an earth-based person, and I was not quite sure if I had that reach that I could just, connect to the angels. And what I did was I worked with certain stones that I was carrying at the time, and those stones were able to channel my frequency high enough in order to connect to the higher realm, and I was able to, the angels came halfway down, and they came 3/4 of the way down, and I was 1/4 of the way up, and we met in the middle. They chanted this beautiful prayer, and it was forever life-changing, And so there we have it, the Angel Prayer of Mother Earth poem or prayer that I wrote, and it's in 365 days of angel prayers, which means that I wrote one poem in prayer, and 364 other people wrote the others, and they're all wonderful. But I have to tell you, folks, I honestly don't know. I do believe that I could have connected with the angels, but I don't believe for an iota of a second that I could have gotten as much information without the stones. And it's interesting because a lot of people say use angelite and celestite and all these high-frequency stones, and I just worked with what I had, which was labradorite, rose quartz, smoky quartz, and blue calcite. Blue calcite is the real zinger in there because it aids in the communication. And really, I was talking to the angels about what we could do to help heal the earth. And again, I know how we got on the subject. I was telling you about up-and-coming workshops. Yes. And so it really changed my life at that moment in time, and I could tell you when it was, September 23rd, 2014. 23rd of September in 2014 was that life-altering experience, and I said, Allison, you've been putting it off, and you need to get out there. A lot of people have been asking for help with stones that connect to angels, and here's proof positive that it works. And so I have developed the angel program and how to connect with them with the frequency of stones. And I'm doing a lecture in Doylestown, Pennsylvania on angels around us. And it's really a way of calling in the angels and asking them to assist you, as the participant in the same or similar fashion that I experienced in Mount Kuruma. And so that's going to be really cool. I'm going to bring lots of stones, and we're going to have lots lots of fun, and I hope we're going to talk to lots of angels. So that was my digression on November. As you can tell, I'm very excited about it. We at the Rock World Sacred Stone School work tirelessly all day and all night in the hot warehouse, getting the stones and cleansing them and charging them and tuning them to each other and preparing for November's class. So that is what we've been doing, along with many other things at the Rock World Sacred Stone School. And I also want to remind everybody out there that I will be doing a cruise. I am going on a cruise with a lot of other metaphysical people, John Holland, Lisa Williams, Colette Barron-Reed, to name a few. My friend and colleague on Best American Psychics, the fabulous Jill M. Jackson, who's an amazing psychic medium. And there'll be a lot more intuitives on this cruise. We're going to the Mayan Riviera. It's called the Intuition Cruise. I believe it's on Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. I have never been on a cruise in my life. This will be the first one. Should be interesting. But I will be on there. I'll be doing a lecture on how stones can develop and assist and accelerate your psychic abilities, as well as going to the Mayan ruins. I'm going to the Goddess Ixchel Temple and going all over the place. So I'll be there. A few of my students will be there, and a lot of other amazing intuitives. So you can find out more about that on my page, or you could just Google Intuition Cruise 2017. So those are the milestones and the exciting things, only some of the exciting things coming up at therockgirl.com and the Sacred Stone School. In the meantime, I will be flying back and forth to Japan to teach workshops over there. And, and then otherwise I will be here in December and January December of this year, January of next year, I'll be in Asheville teaching lots of classes. So more and more workshops will be put up on my website. Okay, so it is 8:25, and I think we have 5 minutes before that music comes up again. So let's talk about manifestation. Manifestation, manifestation, manifestation. Everybody wants to manifest abundance, manifest the right and perfect husband, manifest, finances, manifest the dream home, manifest. And I believe that we do have the power of manifestation. And actually, I love to break down the meaning of words. And if you look at manifest, right, you have the word mana, which is really hand, like manicure. Mani is hand. And then fest is basically fast or festival, and it's usually a fest. A lot of times the festival started thousands of years ago when it revolved around the harvest time of an abundance of food. And so really, manifestation is about using your own energy, your own two hands, to bring to you what you need and either, feed yourself, okay, or in the case of metaphysical manifestation, feed your soul. So manifestation is not something that you should expect other people to do. Manifestation is something that you should take full and complete responsibility for, is manifesting with your own two hands food for your soul. And so, it's just like the food that we eat. Just because it looks good or we think we should eat it or we think we shouldn't eat it, it doesn't mean that's good or bad for us. We have to know our bodies, and we have to know nutrition, and we have to know where the food comes from and what it's doing to our body. And the same thing can be applied to energy when it comes to feeding our soul. And so many people, I do psychic readings, and I do Reiki, and I do stones, and I do a lot of kind of spiritual energy work, and they're like, I want to manifest this. I want to manifest a husband. I want to manifest a house. And I say to people, well, how about rephrasing that to, I want to manifest the right husband for me, and I want to manifest that I am the right wife for someone else. How about I would like to manifest a home that I will live and love in for many years? And so you always want to make sure that you're very specific in what you want to manifest, but you also want to be very clear that you're asking your higher self as well as your guides and the universe, because all three of them work in conjunction. And you want to ask them to make sure that what you're asking for is in your highest good. That is in your best interest. That is food for your soul. So you have your higher self, which is really your higher self is really your soul. All right, it's the expression of your soul, the higher self. All right, and then what you want to do is you want to ask your guides. The guides have been with you through this lifetime and sometimes others, and they are there to do just that, to guide you. They want to make sure that you're going in the right direction and the best direction for you. So you're asking your soul and your higher self. Then you're asking your guides to help you out with that. And last but not least, you're asking the universe. The universe has a lot to do with it because of the law of physics, metaphysics. You have the root word meta, which is change, and then you have physics. Actually, physics is the root word, which is science, and then meta is change, and it's a different perspective on science. And so the universe has a very important role in helping you manifest into the physical form the energy that you're putting out there. Help you, I'm going to repeat that one more time, help you manifest in the physical form the energy that you're putting out there. So it looks like it's 8:30 and we're going to be going to break soon, and so I don't want to start another kind of sentence or thought process if we're going to be cut off. So, here comes the music. Take a quick break, get your pencils ready and your paper, and we'll be right back in just a few short moments. Thanks, folks. Talk to you soon.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Spiritual, metaphysical, green living, psychic, alternative healing, life coaching. Do any of these or similar terms apply to your business or cause? If so, you are in a niche market with a very specific audience. Conscious Gate PR is the world's leading conscious public relations agency. With a global reach of over 4 million and growing, we offer comprehensive media campaigns to our targeted market. Learn more at ConsciousGatesPR.com. Conscious marketing for conscious minds.
This is Terry Van Horn, and I want to invite you to join me for my weekly radio show, Healing Light, on OMTimes Radio every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Healing Light, we want to bring love, light, and blessings into your world. You can find out more about us at www.healinglightonline.com. Blessings.
Hi, this is Vicki Snyder, the Everyday Mystic Angel. What's that, you ask? Well, it's an angel with a down-to-earth edge. And you can catch me live every fourth Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on The Best of the Best. Learn more about me and my services at www.vickysnyder.com. That's VICKISNYDER.
Every 2 minutes, an American is sexually assaulted. The majority of victims know their attacker. It could be your friend, your neighbor, or someone you met at a party. If you said no, it's rape, and it's a crime. This is Christina Ricci with RAIN. Call the National Sexual Assault Hotline today at 1-800-656-HOPE or visit RAIN.org. That's RAINN.org.
Brought to you by RAIN and this station.
Hello, everybody. This is the Rock Girl on the Rock Girl Unleashed, empowering your wild within, and we are back. We are finally talking about gratitude as the new attitude and how that applies to manifestation. And just before the break, we were talking about when you want to manifest something, which is bringing something into your physical realm, from the energy that you put out into the world, into the universe, you're going to have to elicit the help of your higher self soul. You're also going to ask for the help from your guides for you to make the best decision and what you want to manifest. And also the magic of the universe, because the universe has a lot of energy out there. And it really is a wonderful and quote-unquote universal source of energy, because it works on electromagnetic frequency within the galaxies and how the planets are in conjunction to each other. But it is also a great mirror and a type of boomerang for our energies. And so I teach Reiki, and when I teach Reiki 3, we always talk about how to send long-distance Reiki, and I also introduce the idea of sending out manifestation energy. Now, earlier on the show, I got off on a rock girl tangent talking about angels. And so I mentioned earlier how you can ask the angels to help you manifest. And when you manifest, you are actually trying to bring something, again, into your physical form that is for your highest good, based on the energy that you're putting out there. So it sounds like a little bit of math and physics, doesn't it? Yes, because it is. It is. It's an equation. You are going to send out energy in the form of your intention, okay? My intention is I would like to manifest right and perfect health. Do you see how I did that? I would like to manifest right and perfect health. And so I was very specific. I would like to manifest right and perfect health, not just health. Right and perfect health, which means bringing my body into balance. And I would like to enlist the help of my higher self and my guides and the universe. And when I say it, I am very sensitive to energy, and I know that everything is clicking into place. And so I ask for the blessings and the guidance of my higher self / soul, okay, my spirit guides, and the universe. And so I'm asking my soul to make sure that whatever I'm asking for is compatible with my soul, number one. Number two, I'm asking my guides to make sure that what I'm asking for is my highest good and in alignment with my soul path. I don't want to manifest something that I think is hunky-dory and that my guides think, hey, that may get you into trouble, right? And then I want to ask the universe to take the energy that I'm sending out in the form of intention. That's my intention, to manifest right and perfect health. And with all three of those energies in alignment, what I do is I send it through my right hand. What I do is I'll pick up my hand and I'll point up into the air. So right now I'm doing that, and I'm taking my right hand. And I just like, if you're pointing at something, imagine that you're pointing at something. Some people do it with one finger, like their pointer, and the other ones do it with their pointer and their middle finger. I always take those fingers and I put them together, so I have my pointer and my middle finger together because it feels stronger that way. And then I basically release my energy through my arm, and I point my hand 45-degree angle up into the air, not straight above my head, but almost in alignment with my ear and my nose. And so my arm, it's like raising my arm and pointing, and it goes next to my ear and my nose and up. I hope that makes sense. And so it's at a 45-degree angle from, if my hand is on the table and I'm pointing up, and I can actually feel the energy go from my head, my intention, out my arm, out my fingers, and it actually links with something out in the universe. But I don't stop there. See, a lot of people make mistakes, folks, and they just say, listen, I'm just sending my intention out there and the universe will make it happen. And then they get frustrated, and see, people even get angry and sometimes even hopeless because they asked the universe, they asked the guides, and they asked the angels. Gosh, everybody asked the angels everything, and it didn't happen. And so while we're talking about asking the angels, I'll tell you, I asked the angels to help me manifest this prayer on the top of Mount Kurama, and I'll tell you, they were there within seconds. I didn't even finish my thought, and they said, we're all here. And so angels can play a big part in this as well because they are the messengers, number one. But they're also there to support you and to guide you. They're like your cheerleaders, and a lot of times you have your own personal messenger angels, and then we all share the archangels because they're so busy and they're so powerful that they can basically connect to many people at once. And these were they were all angels from all levels of the 9 choirs of angels, and I knew that they were all there, and it was such an awesome presence. And I'll tell you, when I asked them to help me, and clearly they have to approve the fact that what you're asking for is in your highest good and will harm none, for the good of all, including yourself, and it will harm none, then, we were off and running. So you can call in your angels as well when you want to manifest something, but also make sure that you take responsibility for your own self and soul. You connect to your spirit guides for guidance, and then you ask the universe to help with that energetic connection. So as I was saying before, I hold my intention in my head, and then I will send the energy out of my right arm, and I will raise my right arm 45-degree angle, and I will let the energy go through the 2 fingers, my pointer and my middle finger, and almost like you're casting a line, a fishing wire, right, a fishing rod. And you know how you send the energy out, and then all of a sudden it hits the water, and you kind of feel that gravity, that pull. That's what you're going to feel. And so I'll send my intention out there for right and perfect health. But it doesn't stop there. I always make sure that my left hand is open for receiving. If you don't have your hand open for receiving, you're not going to get anything. This is one of the kind of parts of this whole manifestation thing that I think a lot of people either aren't aware of or don't pay enough attention to it. I want you to sit there, and if you're in your chair, and I want you to put both of your hands out in front of you on your thighs, so your left hand and your right hand. It doesn't matter whether you're left-handed or right-handed. Just put both hands on your thighs. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the energy is equal in both hands. You want to make sure that the one is as heavy or as light as the other one. And how do you do that? If you feel that one of your hands is heavier, then you want to inhale through your head, and you want to hold it in your solar plexus, and you want to exhale through the hand that is lighter. And automatically you will feel that energy go into the lighter hand and balance out the hand that was initially too heavy. And you're really just energy balancing. We hear this all the time. And so you always want to start your manifestation with balanced energy, okay? And then take your dominant hand, and that's when you send the intention out into the universe at a 45-degree angle, like we just talked about. Now, if you're right-handed, that's your dominant hand. If you're left-handed, that's your dominant hand. I tell my students that if I asked you to just feel the stove to see if it was hot, which hand would you sense that with? And they would show me, and I'm like, well, that's your sensing hand, or in the metaphysics, your dominant hand. I'm actually right-handed, but I do a lot with my left hand. I open doors, and I would actually go to the stove with my left hand and just kind of see if it was hot, rather than my right hand. And so you're looking for your dominant energy hand, and that's the one that you send the intention out. But remember, the left hand, or the incoming hand, I should say, the less dominant hand is even a better choice of words. The receiving hand, that is the receiving hand. If you're going to ask your higher self, your guides, your angels, and the universe for help, well, you bet your patootie that you better be prepared to receive it. And not only receive it, but be grateful for it. That is the crux of the show. Gratitude is the new attitude. And so you want to make sure that your less dominant hand, and in my case, the left hand, is open. I always send with my right hand, and I receive with my left hand. And I like receiving good things. I like receiving good energy, good information, and so I would consider my left hand my sensing hand, and that's the one that I want to receive it. You can do it either way, but I know that my intention is clear and that my angels, guides, and the universe and my higher self will take care of me. Where I get stuck, folks, is in the receiving hand. So I'm using my sensing hand, my left hand to be open to receive the good tidings that the universe and my guides and my higher self and my angels are going to bring me. And so I always make sure to keep my left hand on my thigh and my hand open. And so just doing that, I can ask for intention, right, in perfect health. I send it out to the universe, and I'll hear it click or feel it click within 2 to 3 seconds, and then all of a sudden the energy is ricocheting, boomeranging, if you will, boomerang style. It goes up, the universe hears you, and it sends it back. But you have to you have to make sure that you're open to receiving, and I always do that. I'm always doing that by making sure that my left hand is open to receive. And you'll feel it get hot, or you'll feel it start to tingle. But listen, we're not done, all right? There is a law of exchange in this world, a law of exchange. Again, it's checks and balances, pluses and minuses. It's the law of physics. And if we're going to ask the universe, the guides, the angels, and our higher selves to help us, we're going to have to offer something else in exchange. We're going to have to be open to receiving, and we are going to have to be grateful. Again, gratitude is the new attitude, especially when it comes to manifestation. And so how do you express your attitude and your gratitude? It's very simple. Just say thank you. That's it. Just say thank you. So when you send the energy out from your right hand, you feel it hit the universe, ricochet in a boomerang effect back into your receiving hand, which in my case is the left hand, and I feel it get warm, and I feel it start to tingle. I just simply say thank you. Thank you, universe, guides, angels, higher self. Thank you for helping me manifest food for my soul. And that's all it takes. How many of you out there, I've forgotten to say thank you a lot of times. I've thought thank you and I've felt grateful, but uttering those words are so important for other people to hear, number one. And number two, oh, here comes the music. It's also important for the universe to sense the energy coming from your vocal cords to help manifest it into physical energy. We'll talk more about that when we come back from commercial break.
Connecting you with the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
There is no death, only a change of worlds. Chief Seattle. Deborah Livingston is an award-winning intuitive psychic medium whose international services include mediumship, spiritual assessment, animal communication, and spiritual mentoring. She is a published author and a trained shaman. Deborah provides evidential messages from spirit and departed loved ones. Learn more at deblivemedium.com. That's DEBLIV medium.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Hello, everyone. We are back on the Rock Girl Unleashed, empowering your wild within. We are empowering our wild within and talking about gratitude is the new attitude tonight and how it affects our abilities to manifest. We talked about what manifesting was earlier. We talked about sending energy out through your sending hand or your dominant hand, and always making sure that your receiving hand or your sensing hand is open to receive. So if you can't, how are you going to receive something if you're not open to receiving? And a lot of people are so busy and so focused on sending out their intention, they forget to leave the mailbox open. So do remember that point. And as we were going to break, I was talking about, there's a law of exchange. It's just a law of physics. And when we're asking the universe something, when we're asking something from our higher selves, our spirit guides, and even from each other, we have to offer something in exchange. And so if we're asking to manifest right and perfect health, what am I offering? What do I have to offer in exchange? And the easiest and the most purest, really, sense of exchange that I've worked with, let's put it that way, is simply gratitude. Just saying thank you. And, a lot of times when I send the energy out there and I feel it come back and hit my receiving hand, I say thank you. And I think thank you. I think thank you in my thoughts. I feel thank you in my body. But I also make sure to speak thank you, because what happens is when you speak, it passes over your vocal cords, your throat chakra, and your throat chakra is below your third eye and above your heart chakra. And so when you are passing energy in the form of thought or intuition, which is coming from your third eye and your crown chakra, or your feeling, which is your heart chakra, and you're taking that energy and it's been being transformed into a physical sound. It goes through your throat and your throat chakras and also your vocal cords. And just like a piano, when you hit the piano key, what happens is it hits the piano key, then hits the chord, and then it makes a sound. And so our thoughts and our intuitive messages and our feelings generate the energy, and the energy passes over the vocal cords and it creates the sound. And therefore, sound has a certain energy and frequency. And that sound and that energy and that frequency help propel your intention farther out. And by saying thank you, it helps bring that manifested energy in faster and on a more permanent and anchored basis. It helps anchor that manifested energy into your physical realm. And so really it's like throwing a ball against the wall and then it bounces back to you and you catch it. And that is really the logistics of sending out manifestation to the universe, making sure that it's aligned with your higher self, with your guides for your highest good, and also the universe. And beware, a lot of times the universe, your guides, and your higher self, you'll ask for something, and they may think of something better. Okay, if I asked, when I was getting divorced, I asked to be in a safe place. I said, please, guides, guardians, spirit guides, universe, and angels, just get me to a safe place. Or keep me. I said, keep me in a safe place. And you know what? I thought that they were going to keep me in the house that I was originally staying in. And I wanted to say, keep me in a safe place. But you know what they did? They picked me up and they moved me to Asheville. And Asheville is a very happy place, a loving place, and it's a really safe place for me to be. And I said, please keep me in a safe place. And I thought one thing, and they had something better in mind. And at first I was like, oh my God, they weren't listening. I felt betrayed. I didn't feel listened to. I was freaking out, but then I just had to trust. And I have to say, a lot of times when you're asking for something from the universe, what is manifested is something so much better. So please keep an open mind about that, because you may be specific and that does help. But if you're not getting what you want in a timely manner, which can be a matter of days, hours, months, years. It all depends on where you are in your process. And that's another thing. If you're out there manifesting something, and it's not in your highest good, it's not going to happen. However, if it is in your highest good, but you're not doing the work that you need to get there, say finishing college and you want to get your dream job, or breaking up with your abusive relationship in order to find a healthy relationship, you're not going to find it, because you have to do the work to get you to the next crossroads to be able to accept what the universe is bringing you. And so do keep that in mind. I also wanted to talk about some stones to be used for manifestation. Now it's interesting because a lot of, I'm the rock girl and I work with stones and all this other people, and people will come up and be like, I want to rock for money, and I want to rock for love, and I want to rock for this, and I want to rock for that. And if you notice, I don't post a lot of things about rocks on my Facebook page, on my school page. I post happy things, uplifting energy things, because a rock is not going to do you any good. A rock is not going to do you any good if you, A, don't have positive energy, and B, aren't willing to do the work. And so just because you buy a rock, say you buy, I want a rock for money. I get that all the time. And then I hear people say, well, go get pyrite. Well, if you go spend money on pyrite and have it sit on your desk or sleep under your pillow, if you sleep under your pillow, you probably never sleep because it is a firestone. It does carry the frequency of flame. But, it's not, you're not going to get, just because you buy a piece of pyrite doesn't mean that it's going to bring you all this money. If you connect to the energy of pyrite, and in order to do so, you're going to have to shed your negative energy. That's going to help you become more positive and have more positive cash flow, correct? But you want to raise your frequency and link to the higher frequency of the stone, and that is how you work with the stones in order to help manifest things that you would like, as long as they're for your highest good. And so you link with the energy of the stone. You just don't sit there and think the stone's going to do it for you. You have to do your work by making sure your energy is clean and raising your frequency, and then linking with the energy of the stone, and then it basically it magnetizes your energy. That's really how it works. Yay! It magnetizes and magnifies your energy, so you can pull it in to use strong, in a more stronger fashion. It's all about quantum physics. Quantum physics is about sending energy out into the universe or into an area, and then the electromagnetic frequency of the energy draws the physical particles towards it, and therefore giving it its shape. So that's why when you put negative energy out there, you get negative stuff. When you put positive energy out there, you get positive stuff. And it can be a struggle. It can be an obstacle and challenge. Trust me, I've been there. And no one's perfect. We're just chugging along. We're just making progress. We're not perfect. And so we have about 2 or 3 minutes till the end of the show. And so now that we talked about what manifestation is, how to do it, the importance of gratitude in manifesting, and in every area of our life. That's why I like to call it this radio show, Gratitude is the New Attitude, because if you spread gratitude, you get more back, and like plus like equals more like, okay? That's what I love about gratitude. It multiplies exponentially, and it adds more positive energy and torque, if you will, to your intentions. And so we talked about the importance of gratitude in manifesting. So I just want to talk about a few stones that you can work with now that we defined how to work with a stone that will help you manifest. When you want to manifest something, it's usually bringing it into your physical form, meaning onto the earthly plane. So a lot of us go la-di-da, la-di-da, and we're sending, hugs and rainbows out to the universe and asking them to bring us the perfect husband or the perfect house or the perfect job. And we're all good. We're all clear on the heart chakra, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. But you really want to focus on the physical chakras, okay? On the physical chakras if you want to bring in the energy. Now, I know we only have a minute left, so I'm just going to roll off some stones here. Red calcite connects to the root chakra. Red jasper connects to the root chakra. That's your I am, that's your identity, that's your physical plane. We also want to connect to the sacral chakra, the chakra of creativity. So use some orange calcite, some carnelian to fire up that chakra, and of course the solar plexus, which is your will center. So use some honey calcite on that chakra, and also some citrine would be nice to fire that up. And so when I like to manifest, I just go to the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus and make sure they're all good and clean, all good and strong, and all good and anchored. Then I send my intention out to the universe. I make sure I keep my receiving hand open. And last but not least, say thank you. Thank you very much, universe, guides, guardian angels, and higher self. And you know what? The universe always brings me far, far above and beyond what I could ever have imagined and expected. So with that said, folks, it looks like we are going to be wrapping up the show very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Happy manifesting. And remember, folks, be good to your stones, and your stones will be good to you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for Shay Parker's Best of the Best. Be sure to tune in next week for more lively discussion topics. Have a great week, and don't forget to check out bestamericanpsychics.com in case you need some professional, ethical, and accurate psychic advice from the nation's best psychics. Until next week, take care of yourself.